Most people who want seven figures stay stuck at five or six forever. Not because they lack strategy, not because the market is too hard, not because they don't hustle enough. They stay stuck because their mind is still wired for six figures. The tactics get you to six. The identity gets you to seven. The entrepreneurs who break through aren't smarter or luckier. They've done one thing differently. They've rebuilt their mental blueprint so that seven-figure thinking, decisions, risk tolerance, delegation, and self-worth feel normal instead of terrifying. This audiobook is that blueprint. The psychological shift nobody talks about when they sell you funnels, ads, or courses. You'll learn the seven-figure identity anchors that silently keep most people capped at mid-six figures. How to spot and destroy the subconscious. I'm not that kind of person. Beliefs, the exact daily mental rituals that make big numbers feel inevitable. Why most people sabotage scaling even when the revenue is there. And how to stop it cold, the long game mindset that turns seven figures into eight and beyond without burnout. If you're tired of hitting revenue walls, tired of making money but never keeping or scaling it, and ready to force your brain into the version of you that thinks, acts, and lives like a seven-figure operator, stay locked in. This isn't another tactic book. This is the mental architecture that makes the tactics actually work at scale. Your current identity is already uncomfortable with what's coming. Perfect. That means we're in the right place. Let's rebuild the blueprint, starting right now. Chapter 1. The Seven-Figure Identity Trap. Why your current self is programmed to cap you at six figures, even when revenue is there. Welcome to Chapter 1 of Scaling to Seven Figures, the Mental Blueprint. If you're listening, it's probably because you've already tasted some success. You've hit five figures, maybe six. You've built something that works, clients, products, revenue streams, a team starting to form. But the numbers won't break through. You're stuck in the same monthly range, same net profit ceiling, same stress loop. More leads come, more sales close, yet the business never seems to leap to the next level. You're doing everything right, funnels, ads, offers, outsourcing, and still capped. Here's the shift nobody talks about when they sell you the next course or agency. The bottleneck is not your strategy. It's your identity, your current self-concept, the unconscious story of who I am with money and business is literally programmed to keep you at six figures or below. It's not laziness. It's not bad luck. It's a protective thermostat your brain installed years ago, and it's working perfectly. Every time revenue approaches or crosses that invisible line, your subconscious activates cooling mechanisms, self-sabotage, hesitation, lifestyle inflation, fear of visibility, underpricing, overgiving, or suddenly needing to pivot. The result? You stay safe, familiar, and average, exactly where the old identity feels comfortable. This chapter exposes the seven-figure identity trap and shows you exactly how it operates, why it's so hard to see, and the first forced rewiring steps to start dismantling it. This isn't fluffy visualization or think positive. This is psychological demolition, uncomfortable, repetitive, and irreversible when done right. How the seven-figure identity trap actually works. Your brain has a financial set point, a subconscious range it considers normal and safe for someone like you. This set point was shaped early. Childhood messages, money doesn't grow on trees, family patterns, we get by, early money experiences, struggle equals normal, windfalls equals temporary, cultural stories, rich people are greedy, and past failures/successes. Once set, the brain defends it like body temperature. If reality goes above the set point, it triggers cooling, sabotage. If below, heating, hustle, but only enough to return to normal. That's why you make $200,000 per year, but can't break $300,000. Thermostat says $200K is who we are. You hit $500,000 but spend it all or give it away. Thermostat says too much feels wrong. You get close to seven figures and suddenly burn out, pivot, or self-destruct. Thermostat says not allowed. This is not character flaw. It's survival programming. The brain equates change with danger. Change the identity first, and the ceiling disappears. The 7 most common 7-figure identity traps. I'm not that kind of person. Core belief. 7-figure people are different, smarter, ruthless, lucky, connected. I'm just regular. Sabotage. Underpricing, avoiding visibility, staying solo, rejecting big opportunities. Example: entrepreneur caps at $400,000 per year because big players are cutthroat. That's not me. If I scale, I'll lose control/freedom. Core belief. More money equals more problems, more stress, less life. Sabotage. Refusing to hire, micromanaging, avoiding systems, staying small. Example: founder turns down partnerships because I'll lose my freedom. Wealth will change me/ruin relationships. Core belief. Rich people become arrogant/isolated/greedy. I don't want to become that. Sabotage. Self-sabotage at breakthroughs, giving money away, hiding success. Example: person hits $800,000 but immediately upgrades lifestyle to stay humble. Net worth stays flat. I have to work hard/sacrifice to deserve it. Core belief. Easy money is unearned/immoral. Sabotage. Overworking instead of systemizing, rejecting passive income, burning out. Example: consultant refuses to raise rates or productize because I have to earn it the hard way. There's never enough. I must hoard/protect. Core belief. Abundance is temporary. Protect what you have. Sabotage. Underinvesting, oversaving without growth, fear-based decisions. Example: business owner keeps $300,000 in cash just in case while opportunities pass. I'll be judged/isolated if I get too big. Core belief. Big success equals jealousy, criticism, loneliness. Sabotage. Staying small to fit in, avoiding networking, downplaying wins. Example: creator caps audience at 50K because big creators lose real friends. I don't deserve overflow. Core belief. I'm not worthy of that much. Something will take it away. Sabotage. Guilt spending, giving away profits, self-sabotage at peaks. Example: person hits $1 million but immediately donates or spends most to balance karma. First steps to break the trap. Force the identity upgrade today. You don't need to fully believe the new identity yet. You just need to act like it long enough for your brain to catch up. Evidence changes belief faster than belief changes evidence. Immediate force actions. Write your current 6-figure identity. Complete 5 to 10 times each. Be brutal. I'm the kind of person who, with money/business, I usually, when revenue gets close to your ceiling, success feels like I don't deserve 7 figures because write the 4 7-figure identity. Rewrite each boldly. I'm the kind of person who builds and scales to 7 figures with ease. With money/business, I consistently choose growth over comfort. When revenue approaches new levels, I protect and compound it. Success feels like proof I'm expanding my capacity. I deserve and handle 7-figure wealth with wisdom and impact. Daily identity confrontation. Morning and night. 3 to 5 minutes. Read old identity aloud. Feel the limitation. Immediately read new identity 5 times with force. Stand tall. Speak with certainty. End with one declaration. Today I will act, decide, and respond as the person who is already 7-figure. Micro-proof actions. Daily, do one small thing the 7-figure version would do. Invest $100 despite fear. Raise price 20%. Delegate one task. Say no to low-value work. Give 10% of inflow. Log it. Today I acted as the 7-figure me by. Chapter 2. The 7-figure identity anchors. Spotting and destroying the subconscious beliefs that cap your revenue. Welcome to Chapter 2 of Scaling to 7 Figures, the Mental Blueprint. In Chapter 1, we expose the hidden 7-figure identity trap. The subconscious thermostat that keeps your business revenue locked in a safe, familiar range, even when the tactics are working and the market is open. That was the diagnosis. Now we go surgical. Most entrepreneurs who hit mid-six figures never break through to seven because they never spot, let alone destroy, the specific subconscious anchors that enforce the cap. These anchors are not loud thoughts you can argue with. They're quiet, automatic beliefs, so deeply wired they feel like truth. They were installed early, family, culture, early failures, society, and they run the background, silently vetoing every decision that would push you past your current level. This chapter names the 7 most common seven-figure identity anchors, shows exactly how each one shows up in real business behavior, reveals the sabotage patterns they trigger, and gives you the precise daily/weekly protocols to force them out and replace them with beliefs that make 7 figures feel not just possible, but inevitable for who you are now. These are not gentle affirmations. This is psychological demolition, uncomfortable, repetitive, and irreversible when done consistently. Anchor number 1. I'm not that kind of person. The identity conflict anchor. Core belief. 7-figure entrepreneurs are different, more ruthless, more connected, more business-wise, more lucky. I'm just a regular person/creator/expert/hustler. How it sabotages. You avoid high-leverage moves, raising prices dramatically, hiring aggressively, building a real brand. You stay solo or with tiny teams because that's not me. I like being hands-on. You underprice offers because I'm not one of those big-ticket people. You reject visibility, ads, podcasts, speaking because that's for influencers, not me. Real example. A course creator consistently made $30,000 to $50,000 launches, but never broke $100,000. Every time revenue approached 7 figures, she'd accidentally launch late, discount heavily, or give away too much free value. Her anchor, big launches are for polished marketers. I'm just authentic. She rewrote it too. I'm the kind of person who scales authentically and commands premium value. Destruction protocol. Catchphrase interrupt. When the belief surfaces, I'm not that kind of person, say aloud. That's the old anchor talking. I am now the kind of person who opposite. Evidence hunt. Daily. Write 3 examples of people who scaled from regular backgrounds. Read their stories weekly. Microproof action. Do one thing that kind of person would do today. Raise one price 20 to 50%. Send one cold outreach to a big collaborator. Post one bold value statement publicly. Anchor number 2. If I scale, I'll lose control/freedom/myself. Core belief. More revenue equals more stress, more team drama, more meetings, less life. I'll become trapped. How it sabotages. Refusing to hire/delegate, stay solo or tiny team. Avoiding systems, manual fulfillment, no automation. Capping offers at manageable levels. Turning down partnerships or big opportunities. Real example. A coach hit $400,000 per year but refused to hire a VA or build a group program because I love the personal touch. Scaling would ruin that. She stayed stuck until she rewrote. I'm the kind of person who scales while keeping what I love by building systems that protect my freedom. Destruction protocol. Reframe scaling as liberation daily. Scaling gives me more freedom, not less. It buys back my time. Small delegation proof. Delegate one task this week. Even $50 VA job. Feel the relief. Log. This proves scaling frees me. Vision contrast. Write 2 futures. Staying at $400,000 forever versus 7 figures with systems. Read the second daily. Anchor number 3. Wealth will change me/ruin relationships. Core belief. Big money makes people arrogant, greedy, isolated. I don't want to become that. How it sabotages. Self-sabotage at breakthroughs, discounting, overgiving, hiding success from friends/family. staying small to fit in, guilt spending or donating profits to balance. Real example, a SaaS founder hit $800,000 ARR, but immediately upgraded lifestyle to stay humble. Net worth stayed flat. Her anchor, rich people lose real friends. She rewrote, wealth amplifies who I already am, and I'm generous by nature. Destruction protocol. Reframe wealth as amplifier. Daily. Money magnifies character. If I'm good now, I'll be better with more. Social upgrade. Intentionally spend time with 1 to 2 people already at 7+ figures. Online groups, events. See, they're still human. Identity statement. I'm the kind of person who grows while keeping real relationships intact. Anchor number 4. I have to work hard/sacrifice to deserve it. Core belief. Easy money is unearned/immoral. I must grind to earn it. How it sabotages. Overworking instead of systemizing. Rejecting passive/group/high-ticket offers. Burning out chasing deserved money. Real example. Consultant refused to productize or raise rates because I have to earn it the hard way. She rewrote, I am the kind of person who creates value effortlessly and receives abundantly. Destruction protocol. Reframe value creation daily. Value attracts money, not suffering. Passive income microaction. Set up one automated revenue stream. Affiliate digital product dividend this week. Identity upgrade. I'm the kind of person who scales value without burning out. Anchor number 5. There's never enough. I must hoard/protect. Core belief. Abundance is temporary. Protect what you have. How it sabotages. Underinvesting in growth. Oversaving without leverage. Fear-based decisions. Real example. Business owner kept $300,000 cash just in case while competitors scaled. Rewrote. I'm the kind of person who trusts abundance and lets money flow. Destruction protocol. Abundance proof. Track every enough moment daily. Revenue, savings, wins, generosity practice. Give 5 to 10% intentionally. Prove circulation works. Identity. I'm the kind of person who trusts abundance and invests boldly. Anchor number 6. I'll be judged/isolated if I get too big. Core belief. Big success equals jealousy, criticism, loneliness. How it sabotages. Staying small to belong. Avoiding visibility/networking. Downplaying ambition. Real example. Creator capped audience at 50K because big creators lose real friends. Rewrote. I'm the kind of person who inspires others by rising. Destruction protocol. Reframe growth. Real relationships celebrate growth. Fake ones fear it. Growth-aligned exposure. Connect with 1 to 2 people at next level weekly. Identity. I'm the kind of person who rises and lifts others with me. Anchor number 7. I don't deserve overflow. Core belief. I'm not worthy of that much. Something will take it away. How it sabotages. Guilt spending. Giving away profits impulsively. Self-sabotage at peaks. Real example. Person hit $1 million but spent/donated most to balance karma. Rewrote. I deserve and steward massive wealth responsibly. Chapter 3. The Daily 7-Figure Rituals. Rewiring your subconscious for automatic scaling. Welcome to Chapter 3 of Scaling to 7 Figures, the Mental Blueprint. In Chapter 1, we expose the hidden 7-figure identity trap, the subconscious thermostat capping your revenue even when tactics are firing. In Chapter 2, we named the 7 most common anchors and saw how they silently veto every move toward bigger numbers. Now we shift from diagnosis to daily execution. Knowing the anchors exist is awareness. Destroying them is repetition, small, deliberate, daily rituals that repeatedly prove to your subconscious, this is who I am now. These rituals aren't fluffy affirmations you mumble once and forget. They're structured, forceful practices designed to penetrate the deep layers where the old programming lives. When done consistently, even on days you feel nothing, They overwrite the anchors until seven-figure thinking, decisions, and behaviors feel normal instead of foreign. This chapter gives you the exact daily seven-figure rituals that self-made entrepreneurs quietly use to lock in the upgraded identity. We'll cover 4 interlocking practices: morning identity priming, real-time anchor interrupts, evening proof stacking, and weekly identity audit. Each is simple enough to force even on chaotic days, yet powerful enough to create permanent change when repeated without exception. Ritual 1. Morning identity priming. Set the seven-figure thermostat before the day begins. Your brain is most programmable in the first 30 to 60 minutes after waking, before the world floods it with noise, doubt, or old patterns. Force yourself to hijack this window every single morning. How to do it? 10 to 12 minutes. Sit or stand upright. No lying in bed. Posture signals commitment. Read your current six-figure anchor statements from Chapter 2 aloud. Feel the limitation, the safety, the smallness. Immediately read your upgraded seven-figure identity statements 5 to 7 times with intensity. Speak like it's already true. I'm the kind of person who scales to 7 figures with ease and impact. Big numbers are normal and safe for me. I handle them with wisdom. I attract and keep wealth because I create massive value. Scaling frees me, amplifies me, and serves my legacy. I deserve and steward overflow responsibly. Close your eyes for 60 to 90 seconds and feel the emotions of already being that person. Calm confidence, quiet pride, relief of freedom, excitement of momentum, gratitude for overflow. End with one powerful declaration. Today, I will think, decide, and act as the person who is already operating at 7 figures. Why it works. Morning priming imprints the new identity before old patterns activate. Visualization plus emotion strengthens neural pathways faster than words alone. Neuroscience of neuroplasticity. Force it. Put your statements on phone lock screen, mirror, or bedside note. Do before touching any device. No email, no social, no news that if you skip, do double the next morning. No excuses. Ritual 2. Real-time anchor interrupts. Catch and replace in the moment. Old anchors don't vanish. They trigger throughout the day in decisions, conversations, opportunities. The key is catching them live and replacing them before they influence behavior. How to do it? Set 5 to 7 random phone reminders labeled 7-figure check spread across day. When reminder hits, or when you notice scarcity/guilt/fear/small thinking, pause for 30 to 60 seconds. Name the anchor. This is the old "I'm not that kind of person" belief. Interrupt. Say aloud or in head. Old program. Not true anymore. Replace. State the upgraded identity 3 times with conviction. Act opposite. Take one small action that proves the new belief. Raise price objection. Delegate task. Invest despite fear. Post bold content. Keep a quick note. /app log. Time. Anchor triggered. Replacement statement. Opposite action taken. Why it works. Real-time interrupts weaken old neural pathways through repetition and strengthen new ones through immediate proof. Over time, old triggers fire less and lose power. Force it. Start with 3 reminders today. Increase to 7 as habit forms. Make interrupts physical. Stand up, deep breath, speak aloud. Body movement reinforces mental shift. Ritual 3. Evening proof stacking. Collect daily evidence the 7-figure you exists. Your brain believes what it sees repeated evidence for. Evening proof stacking forces it to notice every small win that supports the upgraded identity, even tiny ones. How to do it? 5 to 7 minutes. List 3 to 5 proof moments from today. Actions that aligned with 7-figure identity. Raised price, delegated, invested, gave strategically. Revenue/money wins, closed deal, saved dollar, unexpected inflow. Mindset wins, caught and replaced anchor, felt gratitude instead of fear. For each proof, write one sentence. This proves I am the kind of person who upgraded belief. Read them aloud with emotion. Feel the quiet pride, momentum, certainty. End with one forward commitment. Tomorrow, I will prove this identity again by one micro-action. Why it works. Daily proof stacking builds an undeniable internal case file. This is who I really am now. Doubt weakens because evidence overwhelms it. Force it. Use dedicated 7-figure proof journal or APP to DO it every night. No exceptions out if day felt zero proof. Force one. I breathe through scarcity today. That's proof I'm changing. Ritual 4. Weekly identity audit. Measure progress and tighten the screws. Once a week, Sunday evening or Monday morning, do a deeper audit to ensure rewiring is progressing and anchors aren't sneaking back. How to do it? 15 to 20 minutes. Review daily proof logs. Read all week's entries aloud. Score 1 to 10. How strongly do I feel the 7-figure identity this week? Identify leaks. Where did old anchors win? Hesitation on pricing, lifestyle creep, avoidance of delegation. Celebrate wins. Note 3 biggest proofs of the week. Adjust, strengthen weak rituals. Add reminder. Make micro-actions smaller if skipped. Set next week's focus. Pick one anchor to attack hardest or one new identity statement to emphasize. End with powerful declaration. I am becoming the person for whom 7 figures is just the beginning, and I prove it every day. Why it works. Weekly audits prevent drift, catch patterns early, and create compounding reinforcement. Force it. Block 20 minutes on calendar. Treat as non-negotiable. Use same template every week for consistency. Chapter 4. The daily 7-figure decisions. Money and business behaviors that lock the new identity into permanent habit. Welcome to Chapter 4 of Scaling to 7 Figures. The mental blueprint. In the previous chapters, we exposed the identity trap, named the anchors enforcing the 6-figure ceiling, and built the daily rituals that start overriding those anchors with a 7-figure self-concept. Those rituals are the mental rewiring, the inner proof loop. Now we move to the outer proof, the actual daily money and business decisions that repeatedly demonstrate to your subconscious, this is who I am now at this level. Words, feelings, and visualizations alone do not change identity. Repeated, consistent actions do. Every time you make a financial or business decision that aligns with the upgraded 7-figure identity, instead of the old 6-figure one, you send an irrefutable signal. This is normal for me. Over time, those decisions stop feeling forced and become automatic. The new identity is no longer something you're trying to become. It's who you already are. This chapter is about the exact, repeatable decision patterns that lock this 7-figure identity into place. These are not complex strategies or high-level tactics. They're simple, daily choices anyone can force, regardless of current revenue level. We'll cover 8 core decision categories, how the old identity typically sabotages each one, what the upgraded 7-figure identity chooses instead, and the precise micro-actions you can start implementing today to make the shift real and irreversible. 1. Pricing and value decisions. Charging what the market will pay, not what you feel you deserve. Old identity. I can't ask for that much. People won't pay it / I don't deserve it / I'll lose clients. New identity. I create massive value. Therefore, I command premium compensation. Asking for what I'm worth is an act of integrity and service. Daily decision pattern. Before every pricing conversation, quote, proposal, or rate increase, pause and ask, what would the person already operating at 7 figures charge for this level of value? Add 30 to 100% to your first instinct. Most people underprice out of fear or old worth beliefs. When guilt / fear arises, interrupt. This is the old anchor. I am now the kind of person who values my impact appropriately. Micro-action to force today. Raise your rate / price / fee on your next offer, client, or service, even if it's just 20 to 50%. Send the updated pricing this week. Feel the discomfort. That discomfort is the old identity dying. 2. Spending and lifestyle decisions. Choosing future scale over present comfort. Old identity. I deserve this now / if I don't spend it, I'll lose it / I need to feel successful today. New identity. Every dollar I keep and invest today buys me more scale tomorrow. Delayed gratification is my normal. Daily decision pattern. Implement the 72-hour rule for any non-essential business / lifestyle purchase over $100 to $500. Add to a list, wait 72 hours, then reevaluate. Most urges die. Before every spend, ask, does this move me closer to the 7-figure version of me, or keep me in the old pattern? When impulse hits, transfer the amount to a separate scale account, investments, team, ads, systems. Instead, immediate proof of new identity. Micro-action. For the next 7 days, every time you feel the urge to spend on something non-essential, upgrade, dinner, gadget, pause, transfer the amount to growth instead, and log. This is the new me, choosing scale over comfort. 3. Investment and risk decisions. Putting money to work without needing certainty. Old identity. Investing is risky / I'll lose it all / I don't understand enough yet. New identity. Money is a tool that grows when wisely placed. I am the kind of person who invests boldly and learns from results. Daily decision pattern. Automate small, consistent investments, even $50 to $200 per week, into index funds, ETFs, or business growth, ads, team, tools. Make it automatic so old fear can't interrupt. Before any investment hesitation, say, the 7-figure version of me invests consistently regardless of short-term noise. When market / business dips scare you, remind yourself, this is buying opportunity. I'm the person who buys fear. Micro-action. Set up or increase 1 automatic investment transfer today, even if tiny. Do it now. That single action is proof you're already the investor. 4. Delegation and team decisions. Letting go of control to scale. Old identity. If I don't do it myself, it won't be done right / I can't trust anyone / I like being hands-on. New identity. I'm the kind of person who builds systems and teams that scale without me. Delegation is leverage, not loss. Daily decision pattern. Identify 1 task you're still doing that someone else could do at 20 to 50% of your hourly value. Delegate it this week. VA, freelancer, team member. Before resisting delegation, ask, would the 7-figure version of me still be doing this? When fear of losing control arises, interrupt. This is the old anchor. I am now the person who scales through others. Micro-action. Delegate or outsource 1 recurring task this week. Even $50 to $200 job. Log the time / energy freed. Proof of scale. 5. Visibility and brand decisions. Owning your value publicly. Old identity. If I get too visible, I'll be judged / criticized / exposed as a fraud. New identity. I'm the kind of person who owns my value publicly and attracts bigger opportunities through visibility. Daily decision pattern. Post, email, or share 1 piece of bold value content daily / weekly. Even if it feels scary. Before hesitating on visibility, ads, podcasts, speaking, big launches, say, the 7-figure version of me is seen and respected for my impact. When imposter fear hits, interrupt. That's the old identity. I am now the person who leads with value. Micro-action. Post 1 bold statement, offer, or value piece publicly this week. LinkedIn, email list, social. Feel the exposure. That's proof you're becoming visible. 6. Giving and generosity decisions. Circulating wealth to prove abundance. Old identity. If I give it away, I'll have less / I need to hoard first. New identity. Giving multiplies abundance. I'm the kind of person who circulates wealth generously and receives more. Daily decision pattern. Commit to giving 5 to 10% of every inflow, revenue, bonuses, windfalls, automated. When scarcity says hold it, replace with giving proves I trust overflow, and overflow trusts me back. Give with joy, not obligation. Feel the expansion. Micro-action. Choose one cause/person/business to support today. Give something money, time, knowledge, shout out. Log it as overflow proof. 7. Learning and leverage decisions. Investing in future earning power. Old identity. I don't have time/money to learn more/I already know enough. New identity. I am the kind of person who continuously increases my value. Learning is my highest leverage investment. Chapter 5. The Overflow Cycle. Giving, receiving, and multiplying wealth without fear. You've now completed the core rewiring. You've identified the hidden 7-figure identity trap, named and begun destroying the subconscious anchors that enforce the 6-figure ceiling, installed daily rituals that keep the new beliefs alive, and forced aligned money and business decisions until they started becoming automatic. These systems are strong. They will move most entrepreneurs from stuck mid-6 figures to consistent high 6 or low 7 figures. But to reach the level where revenue feels truly limitless, where money flows in increasing waves without constant pushing, where scaling becomes effortless rather than exhausting, you must master the final psychological layer, the overflow cycle. The overflow cycle is the mindset shift almost no one discusses openly. Wealth multiplies most powerfully when you stop clinging to it and start circulating it. Unstoppable 7-figure and beyond. Entrepreneurs don't hoard or fear loss. They give generously, invest boldly, receive without guilt, and detach from short-term outcomes because they operate from the deep belief that abundance is infinite and circulation creates more. When you give from overflow, not scarcity, invest without attachment, receive with gratitude instead of suspicion, the cycle accelerates. More comes in, more goes out productively. More comes back multiplied, often from unexpected sources. This chapter is about installing the overflow cycle so deeply that holding on to money out of fear feels unnatural and letting it flow feels like breathing. We'll cover the 4 pillars: giving as multiplication, investing as trust, receiving without resistance, and detachment from outcome. Each pillar includes real stories, psychological mechanisms, and daily/weekly practices to make overflow your new normal. Pillar 1. Giving as multiplication, the paradox that builds momentum. Most people believe giving reduces wealth. 7-figure identities know giving multiplies it, not magically, but through psychological, social, relational, and energetic leverage. Mechanism. Psychological. Giving reinforces abundance identity. I have so much I can afford to give. Brain accepts higher set point. Social/relational. Generosity builds reputation, trust, reciprocity endures. People remember and support givers. Energetic. Money is energy. Circulation prevents stagnation. Hoarding creates contraction. Giving creates expansion. Real example. Andrew Carnegie became one of the richest men in history, then gave away over 90% of his fortune, billions in today's dollars, to libraries, education, and peace. He didn't do it from guilt. He did it from conviction. The man who dies rich dies disgraced. His giving created massive goodwill, opened endless doors, and reinforced his identity as a steward of wealth. The cycle compounded. His legacy institutions still generate impact and indirect wealth today. How to force giving as multiplication. Fixed giving percentage. Commit to giving 5 to 10% of every inflow, revenue, bonuses, windfalls, even small wins. Automated if possible. Set up recurring donations or a giving account. Joyful giving ritual. When you give, pause and feel the expansion. Say aloud, This act proves I trust abundance, and abundance trusts me back. Strategic giving. Give where it creates leverage. Mentor someone who will pay it forward. Fund education/tools that multiply value. Support causes aligned with your eternal why. Micro give daily. Give something small every day. Knowledge share, shout out, tip encouragement time. Log it as overflow proof. Pillar 2. Investing is trust. Letting money work without needing certainty. The old identity fears loss so much it either hoards cash, losing to inflation, or chases quick wins, gambling. The 7-figure identity trusts long-term compounding and releases control. Mechanism. Trust reduces cortisol, stress, and increases prefrontal cortex activity, rational, long-term decisions. Detached investing outperforms anxious tinkering or overmanaging. Real example. Warren Buffett's entire fortune came from buying quality businesses and holding them for decades. He doesn't panic sell during crashes or chase hot trends. His identity. I am the kind of person who trusts time and compounding. That trust turned modest early investments into one of history's greatest fortunes. How to force investing is trust. Automate everything. Set up auto transfers to index funds, ETFs, real estate, or business growth, ads, team, systems, so decisions happen without emotion. Detachment rule. After investing, set a no-touch period, e.g., 5 to 10 years for core holdings, 6 to 12 months for growth experiments. When tempted to check/sell, say, I trust the process. This is the long game. Compounding visualization. Monthly, calculate projected growth. Use free calculators. Feel the future freedom. It reinforces trust. Small trust experiments. Invest in something new, stock, crypto, business course, with money you can afford to lose. Watch it grow or learn without interference. Pillar 3. Receiving without resistance. Allowing overflow without guilt or suspicion. The old identity resists large inflows, guilt, fear of loss. Too good to be true. The 7-figure identity receives with open arms, gratitude without apology. Mechanism. Resistance creates energetic blocks and subconscious caps. Full acceptance signals this is normal now, allowing bigger flows. Real example. Sarah Blakely, Spanx, received her first big check and didn't immediately spend it to balance or feel guilty. She invested it and kept building. Her identity. I'm the kind of person who receives massively and uses it wisely. That non-resistance let her scale to billionaire status. How to force receiving. Gratitude receipt ritual. When money arrives, paycheck, sale, refund, gift, unexpected win, pause and say aloud, thank you for this abundance. I receive it fully and use it wisely. Overflow celebration. When revenue exceeds expectations, do a small symbolic celebration. Nice meal, thank you note to self, small luxury aligned with values. Train the brain that big inflows are welcome, and oh guilt rule. When old guilt/fear arises, interrupt. This is the old anchor. I now deserve and handle overflow with ease and responsibility. Pillar 4. Detachment from outcome. Trusting the cycle without obsession. The final layer. Care deeply about results, but hold them lightly. Obsession creates anxiety and tunnel vision. Detachment allows creativity, opportunity spotting, and flow. Mechanism. Attachment to specific outcomes creates stress and blocks flow. Detachment keeps the mind open to unexpected paths and compounding. Real example. Ray Dalio built Bridgewater on radical transparency and detachment. He cared deeply about truth, but didn't attach ego to being right. When wrong, he welcomed it as data. That detachment made him one of the most successful investors ever. Chapter 6. The Permanent 7-Figure Identity. Lifelong maintenance, evolution, and unbreakable integration. You have now installed the complete transformation system. Expose the hidden seven-figure trap, destroyed the subconscious anchors built daily, rewiring rituals, forced aligned decisions, and a habit activated the overflow cycle. If you've been forcing every step, every prime, every interrupt, every proof, every upgraded choice, every circulation act, your identity has already shifted dramatically. Seven figures no longer feels like a maybe someday dream. It feels like an extension of who you are becoming. But becoming is not permanence. The final mastery is when the new identity stops requiring effort and becomes your default, self-correcting, ever-expanding operating system for life. Adaptive to crises, immune to complacency, and continually raising the ceiling. This chapter seals that permanence. It fuses everything into one unbreakable way of being and gives you the lifelong maintenance framework so the seven-figure identity never erodes. Even through recessions, betrayals, burnout attempts, massive wins, or life changes. We'll cover the 4 final integration layers: lifelong cadence and maintenance, identity evolution checkpoints, overflow as default lifestyle, and the eternal unchanging anchor. Layer 1, lifelong cadence and maintenance, the daily, weekly, quarterly, annual rhythm. Seven-figure identities don't stay strong by accident. They are actively maintained through a recurring rhythm of reviews, resets, and reinforcements. Daily, 5 to 10 minutes. Morning, identity priming plus eternal why tether plus overflow intention. Today I circulate / give / receive / trust. Evening, proof stacking plus gratitude for inflows / outflows plus tomorrow's microproof action. Weekly, 15 to 20 minutes, Sunday evening. Ritual consistency check. Which practices slipped? Tighten 1 week, link momentum, and overflow log. Celebrate streak length. Giving / investing / receiving wins quick leak scan. Where did old anchors whisper this week? Interrupt and replace. Quarterly, 1 to 2 hours. NMR June Sep deck. Full system audit. Score 1 to 10 on each pillar: identity strength, anchor destruction, decisions, long game behaviors, overflow cycle, legacy pull, joy, legacy asset check. Progress on your contribution vehicle? Next milestone, identity upgrade preview. What new belief is emerging naturally? Test it for 30 days. Annual, 1 to 3 days. Retreat style if possible. Deep reset. Rewrite vision letter, bolder. Eternal why, deeper. Identity statements, expanded. Full financial and life autopsy. Revenue / net worth growth. Biggest wins / losses, lessons, new anchors spotted, grand gesture. Book a solo deep work retreat. Launch new legacy asset, or make one massive strategic give / invest public recommitment. Share updated vision with trusted circle or online. Raise the stakes. This rhythm turns maintenance into momentum. Skip it, drift begins. Force it, identity self-corrects forever. Layer 2. Identity evolution checkpoints. Let the ceiling keep rising. The seven-figure identity you install today will eventually become tomorrow's limitation. Unstoppable people evolve it every 12 to 24 months, upgrading beliefs as capacity and results grow. Signs it's time. Current revenue goals feel too easy or small. Old fears, guilt, too much will ruin me. No longer trigger UV, surpass previous impossible income / net worth levels. Evolution process, annual or when plateau hits. Old versus new, right? Old me believed, fading anchors versus new me believes, bold versions, future self-interview. Ask your 5 to 10 year ahead self. What do I now believe about money / scale / abundance that current me doesn't fully accept? Test and integrate. Choose 1 to 2 upgraded beliefs. Prime them daily for 90 days. Track proof moments. If they feel true, lock them in. Celebrate evolution. Mark the shift with a symbolic act. New journal, Luxury purchase from overflow, public declaration. Real example. Oprah's identity evolved multiple times. Survivor, media builder, global influencer, philanthropic force. Each upgrade expanded her ceiling until her wealth reflected the new self-concept. Layer 3. Overflow as default lifestyle. Make circulation automatic. Ultimate sign the identity is permanent. Wealth flows in and out without friction. Giving, investing, receiving, detachment become normal breathing, not special events. Daily overflow habits. Automatic circulation. 5 to 10% giving, 50 to 70% investing / saving / growth, rest for living / enjoyment, all automated gratitude receipt. Every inflow triggers thank you. I receive this fully and circulate it wisely. Joyful spending. Spend guilt-free on experiences / values aligned with legacy. Never to prove or balance detachment practice. After big moves, release. I trust the cycle. Outcome is handled. Weekly overflow, check. How much did I circulate this week? Give / invest / spend joyfully. Did I receive without resistance? Did I trust without obsession? Layer 4. The eternal anchor, the one unchanging why. At the center of permanence is one unchanging anchor, your deepest why that survives every life stage, win, loss, and crisis. Examples of eternal anchors. To break the scarcity cycle my family lived in for generations. To prove disciplined value creation creates freedom for anyone. To fund solutions for cause that outlive me by centuries. Because settling would dishonor the price my past self paid. How to force the eternal anchor. Write it once. One visceral, emotional sentence. Memorize it. Daily eternal tether. Say it aloud after morning priming. This is why I never stop becoming more. Crisis anchor. When doubt / fear / complacency hits hardest, repeat it like a mantra until clarity returns. Pass it forward. Share it with children / men / community. Let it live beyond you. Chapter 7. Scaling without self-destruction. Avoiding the burnout and sabotage traps at 7 figures. You've now installed the full mental blueprint. Rewired the identity, destroyed the anchors, locked in daily rituals, forced aligned decisions, and activated the overflow cycle. At this point, most people would already be seeing consistent mid to high 6-figure months, turning into reliable 7-figure quarters. But here's the brutal truth almost no one talks about when they sell the scale to 7 figures dream. The higher you climb, the more powerful the sabotage mechanisms become. And they don't look like the old ones. The same brain that once capped you at $100,000 per month will now try to cap you at $500,000, $1 million, $2 million. Using more sophisticated weapons. Burnout, complacency, ego inflation, team drama, lifestyle creep disguised as self-care, shiny object syndrome at scale, and a subtle return of old worth beliefs. Do I really deserve this much? The 7-figure level doesn't just test your strategy. It tests whether your identity is truly permanent or still fragile. This chapter is about the specific self-destruction traps that open up at 7 figures and beyond, why they appear strongest right after major breakthroughs, and the exact defense systems you must force into place to protect the identity you've built. These are not optional nice-to-haves, they are survival requirements. Trap 1. Burnout and identity collapse after breakthrough. Most collapses happen not during the struggle, but right after a big win, first $100,000 month, first $1 million year. The brain registers threat neutralized, lowers guard, old exhaustion patterns return. Defense systems. Post-breakthrough reset ritual. Mandatory after every major milestone. 3. 7 days of deliberate decompression. No new launches, reduced work hours, nature time, sleep focus, daily journaling. What old identity try to sneak back in after the win? Reprime identity statements 2 times daily during reset. Energy minimum rule. Never let daily discipline drop below 60% of normal capacity for more than 3 days. If it does, immediate 24 to 48-hour full reset. Burnout early warning dashboard. Weekly check sleep hours, joy rating 1 to 10, resentment level toward business, physical tension. Below thresholds, force rest, not more hustle. Trap 2. Lifestyle creep disguised as I deserve it. Revenue jumps, subconscious says finally safe to enjoy. Spending ramps faster than systems/investments. Net worth stalls despite higher top line. Defense systems. Fixed lifestyle cap. Lock personal draw at a predetermined percent of profit, e.g. 30 to 40%, for 12 to 24 months after any big revenue leap. Rest compounds. Point 12. Month delay rule. Any lifestyle upgrade, house, car, travel, toys, must wait 12 months after you can afford it. Most urges die. Wealth first allocation on every revenue increase. 50 to 70% reinvest/grow business and assets 10%, giving 20 to 40% lifestyle/personal automate this split. No negotiation. Trap 3. Ego inflation and isolation. Big numbers, subconscious says, I'm special now. Ego separate from team, clients, mentors, decisions become arrogant, team leaves, reputation erodes, scaling stalls. Defense systems. Humility anchors, daily. Read or say one reminder of where you started. I was broke/scared too. Weekly, do one low-status task, answer support tickets, clean office, serve someone. Quarterly, anonymous giving or service, no recognition. That inner circle audit. Every 6 months, ask 3 trusted people. Where am I starting to act like I'm above others? Listen without defense. Mentor loop. Stay in regular contact with someone 2 to 3 levels ahead. Keeps ego in check. Trap 4. Shiny object syndrome at scale. Revenue freeze, up capital, brain seeks novelty, new offers, new niches, new ventures, focus fractures, core business plateaus. Defense systems. One thing rule. At any time you may only have one primary growth bet, new offer, market channel. Everything else is secondary/experimental with capped budget/time. Opportunity filter. New idea must pass. Does it 10 times my current leverage? Does it align with eternal why? Can I test with less than 5% of current profit? If no to any, park it for 90 days. Focus funeral quarterly. What am I willing to kill or deprioritize to protect my main thing? Write it down and execute. Trap 5. Team and delegation collapse. Scaling requires people. Old identity fears loss of control, micromanages, team disengages, founder burns out, try to do everything. Defense systems. Delegation identity upgrade daily. I'm the kind of person who builds teams that outperform me. Trust micro experiments. Delegate one new area every 30 days with clear outcome plus freedom. Resist checking for 7 days. Celebrate results, even if imperfect. Team baseline audit. Monthly. Ask team anonymously what's one thing I could delegate or stop doing. Act on at least one. Trap 6. Return of old worth beliefs at higher levels. First $1 million month, old anchor whispers. Do you really deserve this? Guilt spending, overgiving, self-sabotage. Defense systems. Overflow worth ritual. After big revenue months, right? I created this value. I deserve to keep, grow, and circulate it. Gratitude loop. Daily. 3 things you're grateful for that prove your worth. Skills, impact, persistence. Celebration without destruction. After milestones, celebrate intentionally. Travel, gift, experience, but within 10 to 20% of profit. Never wipe gains. Chapter 8. The Unbreakable 7-Figure Life. Final integration and eternal evolution. You've now walked the complete path from capped 6-figure thinking to permanent 7-figure, and beyond identity. You've torn down the hidden ceiling. You've destroyed the subconscious anchors. You've locked in daily rewiring rituals. You've forced the money and business decisions that make abundance automatic. You've activated the overflow cycle, giving, investing, receiving, detaching, so wealth flows instead of being fought for. You've built the long-game defenses against burnout, ego, lifestyle creep, and self-sabotage at scale. At this point, the transformation is real. The old version of you, the one who felt seven figures was for other people, is already a memory. The new you thinks, decides, and acts like someone for whom seven figures is just the starting line. But permanence isn't a finish line, it's a lifelong practice. The final chapter is about making this identity unbreakable and ever-expanding for the rest of your life. No drift, no regression, no plateau that lasts. Only continuous evolution and compounding. The four final integration layers that make it eternal. Layer 1, the unbreakable daily cadence, your non-negotiable operating system. The identity dies without consistent reinforcement. Force this rhythm forever. Daily, 5 to 10 minute total. Morning, 3 minutes reads seven-figure identity statements aloud plus eternal white tether plus overflow intention. Today, I circulate /give/receive/trust. Evening, 3 to 5 minutes proof stacking, 3 to 5 wins proving the identity, plus gratitude for inflows/outflows, plus tomorrow's microproof action. Weekly, 15 minutes, Sunday. Consistency audit. Which rituals slipped? Fix one immediately. Overflow and momentum review. Celebrate giving/investing/receiving wins, streak length. Anchor leak scan. Where did old beliefs whisper? Interrupt and replace. Quarterly, 1 to 2 hours. Full system score, 1 to 10 identity strength, anchor hold, decision alignment, overflow flow, joy rating, legacy progress, evolution preview. What new belief is emerging? Test it 30 days. Legacy asset check. Next milestone on your contribution vehicle. Annual, 1 to 3 days, retreat style. Deep reset. Rewrite vision, bolder, eternal why, deeper, identity statements expanded. Full autopsy, revenue/net worth curve, biggest wins/losses, lessons, new anchors spotted. Grand gesture. Solo deep work retreat. Launch new legacy asset. Massive give/invest. Public recommitment. Share updated vision with Circle or online. Raise stakes. This cadence is your immune system. Skip it, identity atrophies. Force it, it becomes unbreakable. Layer 2, identity evolution checkpoints. Raise the ceiling forever. The seven-figure identity you have today will become tomorrow's limitation. Evolve it every 12 to 24 months. Evolution ritual, annual or plateau. Old versus new. Old me believed. New me believes. Bolder statements. Future self-interview. What do I now believe about money/scale/abundance that current me doesn't fully accept? Test phase. Choose 1 to 2 upgrades. Prime daily 90 days. Track proof. Lock in if true. Celebrate. Symbolic act. New journal. Overflow funded experience. Public declaration. Layer 3. Overflow as default lifestyle. Circulation becomes breathing. Ultimate permanence marker. Wealth moves in and out without friction. Automatic, joyful, fearless. Daily habits. Auto circulation. 5 to 10% giving. 50 to 70% investing/growth. Rest living. Locked in. Gratitude receipt. Every inflow, thank you. I receive fully and circulate wisely. Joyful spending. Guilt-free on legacy-aligned experiences, never to balance. Detachment release. After big moves, I trust the cycle. Outcome handled. Weekly check. Circulation amount. Give/invest/spend joyfully. Resistance level. Did guilt/fear appear? Where? Layer 4. The eternal anchor, the one unchanging why. The final lock, one unchanging why that survives every season, win, loss, crisis. Examples: to end generational scarcity forever. To prove value creation creates freedom for anyone willing. To fund cause that outlives me by centuries. Settling dishonors every sacrifice I've already made. Force it. Write it once. Visceral, emotional short. Memorize. Daily tether. Say aloud after morning priming. Crisis mantra. Repeat when doubt/fear/complacency hits. Pass forward. Share with family/men/community. Final assignment. Seal permanence today. Write your eternal anchor statement. Build your cadence calendar, daily/weekly/quarterly/annual blocks. Schedule first evolution checkpoint, 12 months out. Activate one new overflow auto rule. Perform permanence ritual. Letter to future self. Burn old scarcity notes. Legacy pledge. Closing journal. I am the permanent 7-figure identity. This is who I am, forever.